go, and we'll get this party started.
The recording is going and just setting up the clock. Ready.
Okay, so much praise to Livia for bringing in this amazing topic in the Stewards call today, and for Tam for always hosting and holding space for these awesome discussions. I also want to dish major praise to Chewy for managing the most decentralized of the working groups. It's a lot of work, and you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for that. I also want to praise ViViV and YGG for the Discord bots work. That's going to be. I can't wait to have a Discord bot army. And I want to praise Nate for giving us so much of his amazing time and putting in so much work behind the scenes, to bring out interesting questions and hold interesting conversations. I will pass it to Wonka, who deserves infinite praise for gravity.
Yeah, thanks, Griff. I would like to praise you always. Also, Livy, I care and I admire and I respect you so much, and I thank life to be working with you. Also, Bianca for supporting so much in Gravity, and Ben's an innovator, and Gideon, and Durgadas, and Lynn, and Jeremy, and Septi. All these people that is supporting so much in Gravity. And I will pass to Lauren.
Thanks, Wonka. Cool. I want to praise everyone who's just in the Stewards Cancel chat and really engaged. YGG, Tam, Livia, Wonka, Nate. You guys are amazing stewards, and like all of the discussion is always really stimulating. I think that you're just great. You're great at stewarding the TEC. I also want to praise Wonka for all the great work in Gravity. I want to praise Mitch for doing all this great stuff with creating token swaps and getting more liquidity for TEC, and just being a champion all the time, and also like taking time away from calls sometimes. He's great. And that's all I got. I'll pass it to Lydia.
Okay, improv praise. I praise Nate for being my hard topics buddy and for having so many amazing conversations with me lately. Praise Nate and Anne for the case studies meetings we've been having and for the progress they're having there. Praise YGG for being so concise and eloquent about your ideas. Always, it's really a pleasure to listen to you. And I praise Tam for always holding space and for holding the ground for so many important conversations we need to have. And I praise Zaptimus for having a quick chat. I feel like our communication is very quick and easy, and I appreciate that. And I'll pass to Manu.
Thanks, Livy. I am gonna praise Juanca, Edu, Chuy, Livy, and Septi for syncing with me so that their Senko issues are up to date. I want to praise YGG for his insightful comments about how to improve the TEC liquidity and our common pool funding. I want to praise Anna for having had an onboarding session with me. And I want to praise Sandra Bubbles that is in this call for our future onboarding session. I also want to praise Edu for being a great co-worker in the community working group, and I want to praise Sam for helping me with the coordination lead role and teaching me her magic and how she does her stuff. And I will pass to Chuy.
Thank you, Manu. Well, I want to praise Nate for all the great support and spirit that you bring to the community. I also want to praise Livy for reaching out to me and inviting me to the SoftGov call that was very, very constructive. Thank you for that, Livy. I want to praise Manu for all the great work he's doing around his new role as steward group coordination. I also want to praise that is getting done around Gravity, and I want to praise Acid Laser and Durgadas for knowing to take how to take time for themselves. And yeah, I hope you're doing good. I'll pass it to Sandra.
Hello, Sandra. How you doing? We are doing praise session. So if you wanna feel like praise anyone that has helped you or someone you wanna comment, feel free to praise them.
Yeah, well, this is a really cool feature you have here. uh, yeah, I want to praise two people. Mount. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, the problem is those two people. I don't really know how to spell their names, but yeah. Well, there is Mount Mano. I think I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Yeah, he reached out to me in the onboarding call yesterday, and he scheduled a meeting with me to onboard me even further and help answer my questions. So thank you, and I want to praise another person whom I don't know how to spell their name. I guess it was Jaoa. Yeah, I I want to thank them. I want to thank them for telling me that my rant was nice. Yeah, thank you for killing the insecurity inside of me. Yeah. And whom should I be passing it to? I don't know. How do you work this stuff? Should I pass it to the
I
one
can.
after me?
I'll be happy to take it.
There you go.
There you go.
I'd like to praise Jean for coming to hang out in the TEC again. We really missed you while you were away. I'd like to praise Edu for consistently hosting the best orientation call in the world. I'd like to praise Chewy for leading by example. You know, this last conversation we had really made me think about how well structured all of the comms proposals were. YGG, your thoughts always seem to be fully formed. I admire how much you do it, and I hang on to every word. Bunju Eith for letting me ask you a bunch of legal questions. I'm almost about to set a meeting with you. Lauren for being so upbeat and positive. It always makes me happy to hear your voice. Gideon for quietly moving mountains in the background where nobody's looking. Manu for bringing the coordinating to working group coordinating lead in the Stewards and being a tremendous guide to our community. Costa, welcome to the TEC and thanks for pitching into Communitas. Thank you for being a more and more familiar face. I keep seeing you and I like it. And I will pass to Costa.
Thank you so much, Tam. I would like to praise Gideon for his document on the TEC FAQ proposal file, which actually helped me a lot on doing the frequent asked questions document that I did. And I would like to praise Tam for being always so welcoming and engaging. Thank you. And I'll pass it to, I don't know who hasn't gone yet. Livia there?
I'll
Yeah.
pass. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I'll pass to Sandra.
Oh no, Sandra just went too. Or is there another Sandra?
Sorry.
How about Ben? That's okay. How about Ben's?
Yeah, I'll dish praise to Mitch for the reminders for the praise quant. That's always helpful. Wonka, Gideon, and Innovator for help on just going over gravity content for the article. I'll put the rest in the channel. I have more, but I won't take more time. I'll pass it to YGG.
Thanks, Spence. I want to praise Livia for being so bright and bringing so much light and joy to the TEC. It's always so fun and it's just joyful to get to work with you, Livia. And I want to praise V for being so pro. It's awesome to collaborate with him on the lab. He always has such a good agenda prepared, and he's a really good instructor and teacher. He's very patient, much more. I've realized I could be more patient after working with V. So it's nice to see him work with a full spectrum of students from advanced to beginners. And I want to praise Ratio also for contributing and participating in the labs. He's really good at posting quick links and following along. And I want to praise Zepti and Nate also for leading really challenging discussions. And I'll pass it over to... did Lauren go? I think so. Zepti.
Thanks, YGG. Yeah, I actually want to dish
Yeah.
praise also to you and Vibe for the bot army. It's very promising. I want to dish praise to Ratio, NT, and Ivy for all the support in the transparency working group. And I want to dish praise to Juan, Livy, and Tam for answering me questions during this week. I want to dish praise to Mitch for leading the efforts on the TC gift proposal and all the liquidity we have now. And I want to dish praise to Griff for setting up the legal multisig and Ivy for leading this working group. And I want to dish praise to Chui for all the things, like he's very nice. Like when every time he's doing a multisig, like he just sent me so I can update the documentation. So efficient. Thank you, Chui. And I'll pass it to praise more Manu for the coordination, and I'll pass it to Bonju Eth.
Oh, hi everyone. I'd like to praise NT for joining me and John in the Gnosis DAO Discord channel and giving his insights as to our proposed reward system. I'd like to praise Mount Manu for also joining and giving his insights. I'd like to dish praise to Livy for DMing me and offering to help implement the reward system. Praise to Tam for also DMing me. I look forward to hopefully helping you with your legal issues. And finally, dish praise to Edu for being a great moderator. It seems like you guys have a great community here, and it's a very wholesome place to be. So thank you all.
Nice. And do you want to gamble on passing it? It's a tough one.
Yes. I forgot about that part. Let's see, who hasn't gone? Nate Suits. I'll pass it to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I want to praise Manu for leaning into his role as working group coordination lead. I want to praise Livy for all the amazing conversations and being open to new ideas, and just thank you for that. Praise Gideon and Tam for the work on the editorial board. I want to praise Guyan, Binns, and Taxel for their efforts in TEC publishing. I want to praise Edu for the mountain of informational documentation you've been producing for this community. I want to praise Septimus for really crafting a narrative for transparency. I want to praise Anne for organizing my mind with the case studies. It's been a real joy to work with her. I want to praise Ratio for his dedication and contributions to the Transparency Working Group. Mert, YGG, and Mitch on their dedication to the proposal inverter. I want to praise Incy for his contribution to so many different working groups. And I want to praise Griff for providing space for leadership to emerge within this community. So thank you for that. And I will take a shot and pass it to Mike. Maybe. Did he leave?
No, there may be more than one mic. In fact, there is. I've got one here. Anyway, I'd like to give praise to Christopher for bringing me into the Praise Rewards project. On the back end, we'll say. I'm in the midst of setting that up. That's why I haven't been in that many group calls so far. And I have to praise Griff for letting me come in the first place. It's. I'm enjoying myself very much, and I don't know who hasn't gone so far.
Sure, I can pass it for you. How about Edu? Edu, you didn't go, right?
Not yet. Thank you, Greg. And I want to praise Mike for jumping into reward and seeing you here in your third, I think, week on the TEC. I want to praise Sandra for joining and sharing a lot of her insight and help us with the Discord on Twitter. I want to praise to Mao Manu for always providing and helping Communitas and TEC guides. It's amazing to work with you. I want to praise Costa for the FAQ document that he prepared. I want to praise to Gideon for his feedback and for a week that he's taking off to rest. I want to praise to NT and Nick for they are our shadow guides and they are answering all the time things in the Discord channel. So praise to you. I want to praise Bonjour and for joining and asking questions regarding the reward system. And one last praise to Nate for answering finally my Discord messages. So thank you, Nate. Praise to you. And back to you, Griff.
Cool. Let's throw it to Bear 100. You got any praise to dish?
I would like to praise Mount Manu for having an onboarding session with me where he answered all my questions and provided really good resources for me to learn more. I would like to praise Nick for also having a call with me where she shared and showed me her energy flows initiative. So that was really cool to be part of. And also I would like to praise Septimus for also answering my questions and providing resources and guidance in this ecosystem that is really new for me.
Nice. And I can pass it for you because there's only a couple left here. Let's throw it to Merrick.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you great.
Okay, sorry. I didn't see my thing light up. Very new here. Just popping in. I kind of like peeked around the Discord. I've heard a lot of people talk about tech for a long time and just soaking thing in. So praise to all of y'all for holding up this space. Thanks.
Nice, thanks, Merrick. And Daiti, long time no see, man. How's it going? You got any praise to dish?
Yeah, there's the unmute button. Yeah, praise to everybody. Hey, how are things? I'm slowly inching my way back into having some evening time and that. But as this is my first call in probably community call in months, praise to everybody. Everybody on the team, etc. Yeah.
Nice, welcome back, man. And actually, Ratio, you went, right? I don't have you on my list, but
no, I have not.
No, you didn't. Okay, good. Yeah, pass it to you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Griff. I'd like to praise Inti, Zepti, and Ivy for the continued coordination on the transparency audit. And that's it. Back to you, Griff.
Perfect. Well, then let's get this party started. Thank you all for coming to this awesome community call. It's good to see you all. So many new faces. So much life in this call. So this is community call number 75, and you just experienced a dose of praise. We love praise in the TEC. We don't just use praise for the decentralized updates that you saw in this call, which is really nice to hear what's going on in every little nook and cranny of the ecosystem. But we also use it to receive rewards, to give and receive rewards. So anyone can dish praise to anybody, and it actually turns into TEC tokens eventually. We're working through the reward system now, all the backlogs, but so feel free to dish praise 24/7 in the Discord, and if you need help dishing praise, just DM one of the stewards and we'll hook you up. Also, hey, we always like to say cheese, so turn on your videos. Let's get a camera going. And actually, I didn't switch it from last time, so this time I'm going to read our mission while we're getting our cameras on. So our goal is to become a Schelling point for the token engineering community. Our economic layer will fund projects that discover, develop, and proliferate the best practices for engineering safe, tokenized economies while aligning our collective success with the individual benefit of our token holders. The social layer, though, is even more important, as it will unite the token engineering field around the ethical principles, standards, tools, and methodologies that emerge as this nascent field advances. So put a big smile on, and we'll move on. Let's see. Next is, gravity. So the way we stay all smiley and happy is because we take conflict seriously. Conflict is great. It's natural. It's something that happens, and it's something that if we address it early, it won't cause any issues. Sorry here. Thanks. If you guys experience any conflict or you see any conflict, tell people. Tell the active gravitons in Discord. There's a little active graviton role. You can DM them at any time, or you can also fill out an anonymous form, or you can also put your name in down there if you just want to do it asynchronously to fill out that form so that we can catch conflict early and address it before it becomes a big deal and people actually get really mad about things. But that's a secret sauce in the TEC to keep everybody all happy. The other big secret is they aren't actually secrets, but we use advice process before making decisions. So anytime you have to make a big decision that actually affects some people, we have to stay decentralized. everyone has to make decisions occasionally. But before you make your decisions final, talk to the people who will be affected by the decisions and talk to the experts on the topic. So if we handle that, advice process will be met and success will be ours. There's only one proposal being voted on right now in the gardens, which is crazy, but there's one left. It will pass in about 6 days. If you want to pass it faster, then you can throw your tokens on there. Otherwise, you can throw your tokens behind the abstain proposal. And I almost enacted the vote. There's actually, the way voting works in our system is that someone actually has to push the button to actually to make the vote happen. So if you want to push that button, you will actually change the tributes on our bonding curve when you enact the vote. So if you go into the gardens and you want to feel like you have the power to change our tributes with one click of a button. First one wins. So yeah, go ahead, rock the vote. Also, just be aware daylight savings time sucks, and it's happening. So next week, Europe is changing times for some god-awful reason, and we're going to have to converge our schedules. But this is also an opportunity that we can, as a community, we can totally change the days. In fact, I think the stewards and SoftGov calls are switching, and there's going to be it's any daylight savings time. They say don't let a good crisis go to waste. Daylight savings time is an opportunity to change your working group times and make sure everything fits. So be aware, be on the lookout for some doodles, and if you want to go to some meetings that just don't work with you, this is a great time to try to get somebody to reschedule everything. Okay, cool. So with that, I'll pass it to the Steward of Stewards, Tam, to take it away for the Community Stewards Working Group.
Cool. So we are in the middle of Sprint 31, and this big link here that says Sprint Board will take you to the Sprint Board if you want to see what it. Oops, sorry. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen right now. If you are interested in knowing what each of the different working groups are doing in this sprint, you can sort by the working group label and see the things that are happening in that working group. Maybe you can contribute, or you can add some advice, or even open a new issue if you see something that needs to be done in the TEC. So the Stewards Working Group, we have a bunch of calls. We have a weekly call on Wednesday, although we are looking for a new home on our calendar. And we have a Stewards Council every other Thursday. It alternates with our Sprint Retrospective. The Stewards Council is a discussion group. We choose one theme, something that's relevant to a different, something that's a little bit contentious, maybe that has some different perspectives, points of views, something that's causing a lot of confusion, so that all of the stewards can align and share their perspectives and have sort of a shared understanding of the topic of the sprint. And then we do sprint planning every other Friday and the retrospective every other Thursday. Even though it's the Stewards Working Group, it's not just for stewards. Everyone from the community is invited to join us, and we definitely welcome and enjoy when people do hop into our calls, or these calls. And if you want to see some of our past calls, like every working group, thanks to transparency, the YouTube playlist has all of the past community stewards playlist and calls. Okay, so on the next slide, I guess I don't need to welcome Nate as a co-steward anymore. He's been officially a co-steward for a few weeks, but unofficially a co-steward maybe for a few months now. So I will probably take this off before next week. But I'm going to welcome again Mount Manu as the Stewards Working Group Coordination Lead. He's really gotten off to a tremendous start, and I really appreciate seeing so many updates in our sprint board now. Just as a reminder, our retrospective action from our last sprint retrospective, which happened last week, was inviting regular contributors to start leading some of our working group calls. So if you are a contributor and you are participating in a working group, please reach out to the steward and see if there's an idea for one of the weeklies that you can lead. The Stewards Council, which was hosted by Livia and me, I guess co-hosting, was a super interesting topic. Here it is. We're talking about products in the TEC, revenue for working groups, how to provide services but keep transparency and the TEC mission, vision, and value alignment. It was a really nice discussion. Of course, it'll be up on YouTube today or tomorrow, and there are some notes in the Stewards Council, which if you hop on the Stewards channel, the agenda is in there, and that's where we take notes as well. And then what's on the Stewards' mind this week? Well, we talked about calendar changes. We have the Communitas group has moved orientation. So orientation is going to start happening right before this call, starting next week, so that people can go right from orientation straight into this community call update. And the Stewards is looking for a new time during the week that works for everyone. So we talked about that a little bit. Progress on the rewards and proposal inverter were two topics that came up. Two of the, I guess, very active projects that are happening right now. And Mitch is asking for advice on the forum about specifically the proposal inverter to try to gauge what the right number would be for the contribution of the TEC into the proposal inverter. The other, it's not in here, but the other participants in the proposal inverter, the other payers, Prime DAO, Gitcoin, and Radical Drips have contributions that we discussed in our Stewards Weekly. What else do we do? Oh, just checking in on who's going to be in Amsterdam. It seems like there's going to be some of us, and there's some of us maybe on the fence to coming. And then the next monthly Token Engineering Academy, Token Engineering Commons joint introduction to token engineering is going to happen on April 1st, 3 p.m. UTC, which is 4 p.m. CET. So so that's what we talked about this week. And I just mentioned the TEC. Okay, so awesome. I guess the next thing to mention is that retweets equal love. So this is my weekly pick for the TEC tweets that should get retweeted. It is the TEC Labs Discord bot army. It is happening tomorrow. And if anyone is interested or knows anyone that's interested in learning how to program Discord bots for the TEC or any community that you're a part of, you don't need to have any experience. You'll learn it during these TEC lab sessions. And without further ado, I'm going to pass to Gravity and Juan Carlos.
Thank you, Tam. Well, in Gravity, we are having a lot of activities during the week. On Tuesdays, we are having practice groups about liberating structures with Lynn and Jeremy. Those are really cool. Also, on Wednesdays, we are having coordination calls. This past coordination call and the future coordination call will be to polish an article that we want to publish, but also we will start making the Graviton training coordination team. So that will be the team that will prepare all the study plan for the Graviton training and contact the facilitators to deliver the Graviton training, the third Graviton training in late April. I hope that we can have another successful Graviton training with that. And also today, Thursdays, after Community Call, we are having a book club. We are reading the book Who Do We Choose to Be by Margaret Whitley. And today we will be going on chapter number 2. It's about identity. So you can stay and here in the TEC server and assist to this activity. You don't have to have read the chapter to participate because we will be debriefing about it. But today's chapter is really interesting about identity and really who do we choose to be, and are we a product of our culture or are we what's inside us? And also on Fridays, Bianca is leading a psychology and mental health research that is starting. So very interesting things. And thanks again to all the people who supported our proposal. We also are available. I have a group of people available for contact if any of you experience conflict within the organization. We are here to help. And yeah, the Gitcoin grant is open. I think today closes, but thanks to everyone who always helped with this. The next slide is the list of the 2 generations of gravitons that we have right now. Hopefully we can have like a 3rd generation in some months. And with that, I will pass to Sofgo.
Thank you, Juan. Let me share here. So, yeah, SoftGov changed time. Like Griff mentioned, because of the global time changes, some things were overlapping. So we moved from Tuesday, 7 p.m. Europe time to Wednesday, 7 p.m. Europe time. I hope everyone that was coming can make it, and that new people can also join. Maybe this time will benefit everybody. And just some updates on what we had last week. We talked last week about accountability for conviction voting proposals. I added a metric to the conviction voting template. So now when you come to it, you have to answer what the success looks like. And this is, yeah, down here. So when you're proposing for conviction voting, you should describe the criteria that you can meet with your proposal to call this done. And that will help people to understand if they should vote for it or not. And I think it's going to be great for accountability. And also remember to voice your opinions more often. If there is something you don't feel comfortable about, the forum is a great space to voice your opinions. And always share proposal updates in the community call. Talk to us. Talk to any of the stewards before if you passed a proposal and you would like to share updates. And also, I just updated the template of advice process. So I'm gonna do a little like cleanup in the forum. There's a lot here that is outdated, especially with decision making. So now in advice process, when you come in, you can, oh no. Is this advice process? Okay, I think this is a flop. It didn't work. I'll have to change this. Maybe I did it in the wrong place. But I just created a template that I don't know where it went for advice process. So it will just ask you, who is this affecting? Who are the people that could give advice for what you're working on, and a description of your idea and what type of proposal that is. Is that going to snapshot or to conviction voting or to TAO voting, or it's simply something that you need advice for and you can move along with it without any voting process. And yeah, we had this discussion yesterday that Tim was sharing about on boundaries of working groups, TEC services. How can we create positive feedback loops for the TEC Treasury, and how our communication and just our narratives flow. And then also the intro question of SoftGov yesterday was, how do you make decision and what helps you most? I just wanted to bring this reflection. I think it's interesting for everyone to think about that we need sometimes different things to make decisions. And the more awareness we have of that, the better it is to communicate to others and to make better decisions. So some of the things that came up is that open-ended questions are difficult to answer. Background knowledge is important. Clarity is so important, that having confidence, and also confidence on the people who are proposing. So are things coming from a trusted source? Also making decisions based on emotions or also on more rational things, and understanding how to separate both. This work for some folks. Understanding if the decision is the last one being made in that topic, and if not, how to have the other ones mapped out. So yeah, so this was some of the things that came up. I'll try to put this on a forum post to bring that reflection to more people. And we have a decision of the snapshot proposal on Gitcoin grant funds, how they're going to be spent. And the winning option is option 3, convert it to Raptex DAI and send it to the common pool. So we're not going to be partying in Barcelona, unfortunately. And with that, I will pass to Communitas.
Thanks, Libby. So for Communitas working group, we have 3 main calls. We have weekly calls. Oh, sorry, great. I was seeing Libby's sharing screen. So we have 3 main calls. We have the weekly thing that happens on Monday, 8 p.m. CET. We have the orientation call that has been moved to Thursdays, 7 p.m. CET, coming from next week. And then we have the TEC Lounge that we host with Gravity Fridays, 4 p.m. CET. So in this week, updates from the Communitas working group. We are currently working on FAQ that was drafted initially by Gideon and followed up by Costa. This FAQ, it's meant to sort of solve a lot of situations that we find, a lot of questions that people ask on our Discord. So the idea is that you have a space to go and find those answers. This FAQ will be ideally put on the Gitbook and updated constantly. So we are looking forward to that. We also talked to Nate to update the Gitbook soon, so we can have a check-in on all the content there and see what things has been outdated and what things needs to be checked in or updated. And then we are also working on potential workflows for the document Gideon presented a few weeks ago called TC and its people, and see some action items we can take out for the Communitas working group. And it will still have this conversation going, so please hop into the working group sync that happens on Mondays if you want to know more about how the TEC creates a narrative for the user who enters the TEC and what happens after the onboarding. All these people who you see on the screen were the people who joined the latest orientation call. Thank you so much for joining, engaging, asking questions. You provided also key feedback for us. So thank you so much for that. And then on the latest Communitas working group call, Wesley, some people are familiar of him with the token lock tool. Now he submitted his proposal that's called proof of competence. Here's requesting feedback. So please, if you have time, go there and share feedback about this. It's a process that sort of helps the onboarding process. And he presented the Communitas to see how we can align with this tooling that he created. So it's nice to, if folks here in the community provide feedback to this. It's a long time contributor of the TEC, so it will be highly appreciated. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. And with that, I will pass it on to Omega.
Yeah, actually, it looks like we need to turn off videos. Just as I turn on my video, I think we all have to turn off our videos. I think we're full. So let's goodbye. Yeah, and actually, I don't see Shebnem or Mert here. And is Mount Manu in here? Sometimes you give updates. Yeah, would you be down to give updates for Omega?
Yeah, I am for sure. All right, well, the Omega working group, our weekly syncs is on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. European time or 8 p.m. Actually, 8 p.m. European time or 3 p.m. Eastern time. There's a link to the manifesto there on that slide. And during our last call, we went over the curation template that people would need to fill out before they upload some type of content into our constituency already, which is live. We have a working Notion website demo. We also talked about what type of working style would fit our community. So like we're trying to discover how we're going to basically get subject matter experts in. I think yeah, Sebnem got Trent McConaughey, which was actually the person who coined the term token engineering, to contribute, and also Simon Delarobier, which invented bonding curves, and I think Michael Sargam as well. So we have three of probably the godfathers of token engineering who have verbally committed to be our curators for the library. And we discussed that during our latest call. We also went over Nick's onboarding framework for people, in which she goes over the things that are energizing for the particular person or training. And through that, it goes into how that person can fit into either the issues and the tasks that we're working on Omega, or the issues and the tasks that are being developed around other working groups. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're still looking for subject matter experts. There's an open call for it. If you feel you're an expert in one of the topics within the petals of the crypto economic system flowers, please contact me, and I'll be sure to onboard you into how you can start putting some content into our library. Our next call is March 30th. Yeah, that's pretty much it. With that, I will pass it to YGG for labs.
Thanks, Mount Manu. I was just messaging you. I'd love to contribute to the AI and optimization pedal of the library. Yeah, cool. Good. Awesome. Good stuff all around. So Tech Labs, we meet every Friday, 9 a.m. PST, 6 p.m. CET. Is that could be updated. So I'll update that. It's 1 hour prior. Yes, 8 a.m. PST. So that's important because it's tomorrow. So we're hosting. Me and ViViV have teamed up to host a series on Discord automation, or what we're calling summoning a Discord bot army. It's really exciting. There's a lot you can do with the Discord API. Of course, you can make bots, automated onboarding process, informational bots, things like that. But you can also do a lot of data collection. You can track messages that are being you can track things that are being talked about in different channels. You can track emojis. I mean, from my perspective, it's a really interesting data set. You can mine all of Discord through the API. So we're looking at the full extent of the Discord API, what we can do with it, and how it can be used to serve DAOs, and particularly through a sort of lens of automation. So you'll learn how to play around with Discord bots that already exist, how to add functionality to them, maybe fix them if they're broken. The course, it's an 8-week series divided into 2 sections. So the first 4 weeks is really focusing on augmenting existing bots, and then the last 4 weeks is about creating your own bot from scratch. So we meet every Friday, and we encourage participants to continue practicing on their own time. And then also ViViV is hosting open sort of office hour sessions on Saturdays at the same time. So lots of opportunity to jump in and participate there, and you can track the progress through the Notion page that Griff was just showing off. In addition to that, every Wednesday, yeah, it's all there. You can have some fun going through the links there. Every Wednesday, we meet with PrimeDAO to host an open workshop on the proposal inverter development. It's always really exciting. Great people coming out and sharing info. And you can, if you're ever curious on how product gets built, if you want to see the UI UX, if you want to see the testing, if you want to see the project management coordination, if you want to see the engineering process, the modeling and simulations, and if you want to see the smart contract development, you can catch that all there in the PrimeDAO workshops, and you can get involved. You can learn, study, and contribute. So definitely encourage everyone to check that out if you're interested. Third, here we have the TE Fundamentals course. Pre-registration is open. There are already various study groups that are getting started, so be sure to track those in the Token Engineering Community Discord server and register for the Fundamentals course. You don't want to miss it. And finally there we have some open token engineering office hours around the space. Check out the Longtail Financial Discord server, hosted in there by Dr. Penland, Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon PST. And Block Science hosts an open research hour every Thursday at 9 a.m. PST, and you can see those all in the calendar link that is provided. Thanks all, see you in the lab tomorrow. And over to Chewy for comms.
Thanks, YGG. Well, in comms, we were super close this week to have some conflicts, but luckily we made it. So we still have Teams Monday. We have a bunch of calls on Mondays where we sync around the different work that the different teams are doing. And then we have a general sync call on Tuesdays. So some of the updates that we've been having our funding proposals are still up. Actually, right now we only have the translations, but we have 2 proposals left to submit. So yeah, if you see any of these anytime soon, you can support us by staking your TEC tokens. And some of the work that we've been doing in Teams is the T Academy team are getting a lot of updates around promoting the T Fundamentals course. I think there are around 800 people that have filled applications interested to be part of this. So yeah, we are really, really looking forward to keep that number growing. And yes, have more token engineers soon, luckily. For the animation and video production team, we have a new draft of the script. Actually, I forgot to add that one here. And we're going to have some updates around the proposal. So this is one of the proposals that you're gonna be seeing soon in our TEC garden. Also, HubSpot, we are planning to start a bi-weekly newsletter in April. So if you think you can contribute with this or help us keep track of a lot of the updates around the community, so we can have a better prepared newsletter, make sure you DM me or Manu. And yeah, we look forward to having your contributions in the HubSpot team. Translations is getting close to completing the first stage, where we're going to have a basic amount of articles translated. And then we're going to start discussions around stage 2, which is going to be like additional documentation and just article translating. And Twitter planning, I really want to welcome Angie and Efra, since Acid Laser is taking a small break. So Angie and Efra have stepped in with taking care of the Twitter, and it's really amazing that they haven't let the bar drop, and they've been doing a really, really amazing job. So this is an example of just like contributors that are willing to always help out in comms teams. So yeah, we're very happy about this, and yeah, make sure you praise Angie and Efra for backing up Acid Laser. So yeah, I think that's it for comms, and with that, I'll pass it to Septi in transparency.
Thank you, Chuy. Yeah, on transparency, we meet every Monday, 5 p.m. CT. We had a break this week. We didn't sing since Ivy was on vacation. And we are working async on the audit. But yeah, like, you go to the next slide? Oh yeah, I remember now. We have like the TC meeting protocols, terms and disclaimers. I just keep reminding it so everyone knows like all these calls are being recorded. And actually, if anyone wants to join and contribute to the audit, like, we create this audit master file where we all are working there. So if anyone just is interested in any topic, just come here and start building with us. Yeah, right now, like this audit is like the bigger piece for the transparency working group, and yeah, we're pushing here. And with that, I'll pass it to legal. Griff.
Thanks. That's me. So yeah, legal. Legal has made major grounds. We have the conviction voting terms and conditions going through, and probably the only news that's really so important is the funding proposal that we're about to make. We have our own little working our multi-sig, and so this proposal will go up any day now. Ivy's on vacation, yet she still talks to me about it. What a hero. But hopefully she'll enjoy her vacation and not put it up until next week. Also, if you have any legal expert friends, whether they're lawyers or just really big fans of researching and writing terms and conditions and these kinds of things, definitely have them join the legal working group where we have these fun conversations about what does it take to have a legal DAO how do we protect our members when our DAO is has a bonding curve and all of these things? There's a lot of interesting concepts that come up. It's always good discussions, so definitely come up to our weekly syncs. They happen on Friday, and I think the timing may change. We'll see how it goes. With that, I'll pass it to rewards working group.
Thank you. Yeah, it's moving smoothly. Quant 3 is closed thanks to Mitch for doing all the cat herding and to all the quantifiers that participated in this round. It was slightly more praise than it was before. We're doing full months now. So there was around 300 praise sets to quantify, but still felt really quick. I did in like an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. So it felt great. And also we have a first analysis. Nugget worked on this. I'll see if it makes sense to show it like this because it's locally hosted for him. But here you can see what is everyone's IDs, what are the addresses that they're giving that are related to praise, the number of praise, oops, went too fast. The number of praises each person received and the tokens they are receiving, the amount for each distribution. And then here we have what is the amount of praise per quantifier. And this is something we discussed. Should every quantifier receive the same amount of compensation for quantifying, even though they're quantifying different numbers? So we kind of agreed that we would move to like each praise has a value kind of thing, and then people would receive proportional amounts depending on how much they quantified, because it's a random distribution. And then we also have what is the rate? What is the ratio of the distribution? How much is distributed every time? And then this is the graph that shows how much praise was given and how much praise was receiving. And then Ivy and Maumanu have the biggest amounts there because they've been transcribing praise. So one of the features that are going to be worked on next is the one to praise on behalf of someone else. And here we can see there was a bug on the yellow one, but here we can see the amount of praise people received, the amount of rewards. And then the green one is how much quantifiers received as a reward. So you can see that quantifiers are being rewarded kind of like an average of the praise that everyone receives. That was kind of what we did in the old process too. And then the yellow one should be how much the reward board is being compensated, but that yellow should be on the same line as the blue one. It is piked as a bug. So this is some of the metrics we have for now, and we're going to continue working on creating more metrics and upgrading the ones we have. But it's really great to see that we have a first analysis. And the the address for the website also changed. Christopher updated that. So now you can go to praise.tecommons.org and access the quantification board. And there are a few new work streams that are coming up. So quantifications, Mitch, are going to continue to be responsible for that. And onboarding and education, I'll work with Vi on this, and Edu also expressed interest from Communitas. Sorry, I realized I'm probably over time. And I'm just gonna wrap up with this call for you to become a quantifier, and that there is a lot of exciting stuff happening there. I'll pass back to you, Griff.
Thanks so much, Livia. And I just want to check in if anyone from the TE Academy wants to say anything.
Hey, I could say a few words.
Yeah, take it.
Thank you. So hello, everyone. I would just like to share some updates and also to promote a little bit more our course at TE Academy. If you can go to next slide. Yes. So we are working on TE Fundamentals, which is the first comprehensive and bachelor level education certification program. So this is being built, and we should have it ready to go on K3 on the end of the year. But until then, if you pre-sign up, you may be part of a round of study group sessions. For example, I think you can show the next slide. Yes, thank you. So we are running in preparation for TE Fundamentals study sessions of what is token engineering, and we are reading 5 articles. So far, we've read 2 already, and the first call we had we would have more than 100 participants. It has been a very engaged group, and discussion has been super rich. And if you want to take part, there's still time. You just need to check our calendar link and join the session. These are happening every Wednesday at 1 p.m. UTC, and you are all welcome to come and share your thoughts on the articles. Last call we had a discussion about Vitalik, an article from Vitalik, and next week we're going to have a discussion on Zargan's articles about the risks and what is to be a token engineer. So I would like to end this just by, we are also hosting a study group about CAD-CAD. Peter is the head of this. I'm not sure if he's in the call, but we are hosting these study sessions about CAD-CAD, also in preparation of TE Fundamentals. And if you want to join, you can pre-sign up. Reach out to us to find out where is the link, and we can share it and you can take part. And I think that's it for me. Is there any other slide?
Nope, that's it.
No? Okay, so thank you, everyone. I would like to just, you're all welcome to come and learn with us.